Good morning, ladies. Happy Monday. I hope the weekend was great, productive, yet restorative or restful, and you're ready to take on a new week. Today, I want to talk about how to stop the afternoon crash. This is a very common struggle, shall I call it a struggle, that women experience. I notice it especially women after 35, but this goes for absolutely everybody. I'm going to tie in a little bit of hormones just because that does start to shift in and around 35, in your 40s for sure, in your 50s, and possibly even into your 60s. So I want to ask you, do you hit 1, 2, 3 p.m. and then suddenly need coffee or chocolate, a snack, maybe a nap? You're definitely not alone. And like I said, this is one of the top struggles that I hear from women. And it's not because you're lazy, it's your blood sugar that's talking. And I do talk about this a lot because it has a huge impact. And I know it can be hard to wrap your head around, especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, maybe even into your 60s when you grew up in diet culture where we're just so focused on calories, eating as little as possible, not paying attention to how we're eating or the quality of the food that we're eating. But I gotta tell you, when I started really zoning in on eating for blood sugar balance, I noticed a huge improvement in my concentration, my patience, my mood, my cravings, and my energy. And I'm not saying that I'm immune to low energy. I do get some dips once in a while, but it is way better than it was a few years ago. A few years ago, I could probably have a nap after every single lunch that I ate. So I want to tell you why this happens and just give you some simple strategies to stop the crash, balance your energy, and reduce cravings. So why do afternoon energy crashes happen? It is because of blood sugar roller coasters. It is in part due to cortisol. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about cortisol today, but it does, maybe I will. Blood sugar and cortisol, they do go hand in hand. And there's very few women these days that don't have stressors. We all have some type of stressors, which is going to impact our blood sugar, which is going to impact, like I said, mood, energy, patience, anxiety, sleep. Common triggers of blood sugar spikes or dysregulation, skipping breakfast, or just not eating enough. Oh gosh, I used to do this. Now it's my biggest meal of the day. Another thing is eating just high carb, low fat, low protein lunches. That things like pasta, quick grab and go meals, sandwiches, it depends obviously what else you have with that, but I'm just giving you some examples of what that could be. Also, too much caffeine earlier in the day, or not eating and just running off caffeine. Drinking your coffee before you have your meal, that will impact your cortisol. And then your cortisol, like I said to you earlier, does have a very close relationship to blood sugar, which is just going to send you on this crazy roller coaster of, woo, I feel good. And then, oh my gosh, I want to crash. I need a nap. Or again, moodiness, no patience, anxiety. It just don't feel great, alive, energized. And stress and poor sleep. are going to lead to higher cravings. It's going to impact your hunger hormones. Your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Not that you need to know that, but I just want to point this out because I have noticed this for myself for sure. If I have a shitty sleep, I have crazy cravings the next day. I am starving. It's almost like I'm this like bottomless pit. And it's nothing wrong with you. It's nothing about discipline or, it's not a choice that you're making. It's truly your physiology. It's, like I said, your hunger hormones, cortisol is probably out of whack as well. And I just want to briefly tie this into women 35 plus that unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, it's just the reality, but we can support our bodies with decreased hormones, specifically progesterone, like right off the hop when we start turning, in around those mid 30s or getting to those mid 30s, progesterone's going to drop. Estrogen's also going to drop, but there's going to be an estrogen progesterone imbalance, which is going to show up as estrogen dominance. And then that's going to impact cortisol. And there's just way bigger swings in our body's ability to shuttle glucose, to shuttle carbs, but specifically, and carbs are bad, but to shuttle glucose into your muscles where it belongs. So it's way more important to focus on this stuff now in your mid 30s, 40s, 50s than we did in our teens, 20s, and in early 30s. The thing is, like, your body is not failing you. It's just responding to the fuel that you're giving it. So how do we balance blood sugar? It all has to do with the quality of the food, how you eat it, I guess when you eat it, the order in which you eat it. So fiber and protein are like the first thing that you should be eating on your plate. Protein for sure is going to give you that steady energy. It is going to break down slower, so you don't have like as much of a rise in glucose. And I'll say this, protein does also increase your glucose / insulin. It's not just carbs. It's just how your body physically responds to eating food, not just carbs. Now, fiber, color on your plate, vegetables, oats, nuts, seeds. So important because it creates kind of this like gel-like substance in your body. And that gel-like substance, of course, helps you go poop, which is super important, but it slows down the digestion and absorption of foods, and it gets, again, that glucose into your muscles, your liver, for storage, for energy, for your brain to function. Your brain functions solely off carbohydrates. So if you notice yourself experiencing brain fog, fatigue, that can be a sign of not eating enough carbs or not pairing your carbs properly, eating too many carbs with not enough protein and fats. So what I'm getting at here is you want to eat every single meal as a balanced meal of protein, fats, fiber, and carbs. And when I say carbs, I'm talking like smart carbs. Sweet potatoes are fantastic. Quinoa is great. Oats are great as well. Try to stay away from like crackers and cookies and sweets, sugar. Fruit is fine. It does have fiber, so it slows down the absorption. Also, quick note on pairing of foods. You don't want to necessarily eat like a fruit just by itself. You want to make sure that you are having a fruit with like Greek yogurt, for example, or a piece of fruit with a protein shake. That is my go-to. Like if I'm noticing myself have lower energy, I don't reach for coffee. I don't reach for caffeine. I will reach for some type of snack, fuel. It's your body telling you like you need to elevate your blood sugar. You don't need to give it more caffeine because that is just going to send you on a greater roller coaster, which is probably going to impact your sleep. And then it's just this vicious cycle. But quick fixes for afternoon slump. Instead of coffee, as I mentioned, try having a snack. can be Greek yogurt and chia seeds or pumpkin seeds. It can be hummus and veggies. It could even be an adrenal cocktail. Easy peasy. You add a scoop of collagen or 2 scoops of collagen to that adrenal cocktail and maybe some heavy cream if you can tolerate dairy. I love coconut milk in mine. It tastes like an orange creamsicle. It is so good, and your adrenal glands will thank you, and your adrenal glands are responsible for managing stress. I just lost my train of thought. I've got too much to say here. Another thing, hydrate. Hydration or dehydration can be confused for fatigue. So staying on top of your water, imperative. Movement. It can be 30 seconds. Ideally, I'd love for you to move after your meals to go for a quick walk. But if you can do like some body weight squats, 30 seconds of quick body weight squats, it does make a difference. And last but not least, a stress reset. Box breathing. I talk about this quite a bit, but breathe in for 4, hold for 4, release for 4, hold for 4. Doing that type of breathing, you can do it literally anywhere. You'll catch me doing this several times a day. And I don't know if that's the secret to me feeling good. I'm sure there's a lot of other things, but I definitely take the time to honor and slow down and be present, because I am one girl who will just go friggin' mile a minute all the time. And I know that that's created some issues for me in the past with insomnia, cravings, no patience, weepiness as well. So to recap, you want to balance your plate. You definitely want to think protein forward all the time. Pair everything, proteins, fats, carbs. So I guess that's in essence a balanced meal, and build in a little bit of movement. Doesn't have to be much. Like I said, 30 seconds of air squats. And I'll share some blood sugar friendly snacks with you guys in the chat after I've uploaded this, because you do not have to live in this 1, 2, 3 p.m. fog. It is possible to get out of it by balancing your blood sugar, paying attention to if you're noticing a little bit of anxiety, checking in with yourself, doing a stress reset is what I like to call it, hydrating, and like I said, a little bit of movement. So enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions.